Holidays can be a time of joy and happiness, but they can also be a reminder of past resentments. So is there a way to deal with these awkward and even painful family moments? Psychologist and author of Pearls in the Pain of Every Experience, Dr. Trevicia Williams has tips on finding your way to forgiveness. That is a long journey, isn't it, to get there?
It really is. It really is.
And I don't think I've heard of anybody in a long time that has been in more challenging a situation than you. Will you tell us what happened to you at 14 years old?
Well, I was in an arranged marriage at 14. I was picked up by my mother from high school and whisked away to JP Court and told that I was getting married. And I was married off to a man from Germany, 12 years my senior.
Had you ever met this man?
I met him about probably 2 months beforehand. And they had arranged it between the church and my mom.
Between the church?
The church and my mom, yes.
I can't, I know this happened in days of yore, but I didn't realize that it happened in Texas.
Absolutely, Houston, Texas is where it happened.
So how long were you in this marriage?
I was married for about 3 years. I divorced when I was legally able to get a divorce
at
on my
17.
own at 17.
Had a child at 16.
I had a child at 16. So that inspired my book, There Are Pearls in the Pain of Every Experience. Spiritual truths about life's experiences, because there are pearls in the pain of every experience, and there are lessons, there are good things that kind of come out of every experience. And that pearl, one of those pearls out of that experience was my daughter, who is now 28 years old.
I'm just blown away by this. I'm going to ask you, did your mother make any money off of this
There was no
arrangement?
money involved.
There was no money?
No money. In fact, the man was just out of prison.
Oh, why did she do this?
That's a whole nother segment, Susie.
I know it is, but you still have a relationship with her.
I don't at this time. It happened over time that I saw that there was so much more to what was going on with her, and she could not forgive herself for a lot of things that she had done, even though I had forgiven her.
You had forgiven her?
I'd forgiven her completely. I mean, that's a natural thing for children, right? You know,
because you love your parents.
You love them no matter what.
Well, I know a lot of people say, I forgive them, but I'll always remember.
Well, and it's okay, because that's not what forgiveness is about. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting. It's about releasing yourself and freeing yourself from that experience and releasing those negative emotions that's holding you back from moving forward.
Does prayer help you
Absolutely.
in that forgiveness?
And I was about to say the three most powerful resources we all have available to us is prayer, forgiveness, and love. And so I've exercised all three of those immensely behind that experience and other experiences that I've had, and everybody else can do the same thing.
When you were in that relationship at 14 years old, did you continue to go to school?
I did. I went to school. I rode the bus from Pasadena, Texas to Houston, to the north side of Houston to go to Aldine Senior High. So it's 26 miles one way on the city bus. And then after that, obviously I graduated and went on to a school. It was just, paralegal school. I became a paralegal, and then I went on to get my bachelor's, master, and doctorate.
What would you tell people who say, I'm working on it, I'm trying, I'm really trying? Tell me, what is the cutting off point? In other words, at what point do you snip that tail and finally achieve true forgiveness? Well,
research shows that people are more willing to forgive when they understand the benefits of forgiving. And some of those benefits is that you're less likely to have depression. There's fewer risks for alcohol and substance abuse. You're healthier, you're happier, you're closer to finding healing emotionally and spiritually. There's a lot of benefits to forgiving.
And I always heard that depression is anger turned inward.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
you can get over that.
You can't get over it. And another thing is that people think that it has to be reciprocated. Forgiveness has to be reciprocated, and that's just not the case. You don't have to receive forgiveness from the other person in order to forgive them. because it's all about freeing yourself.
It's all about you forgiving
It's all about
them.
you. It's all, and another misconception is that people think that they're trying to get the person to change, and that's part of the forgiving process, and that's not true either. It's not about them, it's about you.
It's about you. You know, this could be talked about throughout this entire show, and I know in your own life it can be said that you may be working on someone that you've not been able to forgive, but I guarantee you, her book will help you. It is a wonderful book. It gives you a foundation and a basis to learn more. There are pearls in the path of every experience. You can get more from Dr. Williams by going to our website, thebroadcasttv.com, and click on today's links. And if you feel like you've already doubled your weight, well, yes, stick around because we've got some guilt-free recipes for you next, so stay with us.